Good morning, Bala.
Good morning, Ashish.
Hi, Srini.
Hi.
Right, so let's start your session. All right, team. Hope you are able to see my screen.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, what was the thing that we were doing last? Did we finish off with the event reason and the workflow? Okay, event reason we have done and workflow we have not done. Okay, fine. So let's start with your workflow. So workflow, it's nothing. It's just that any notification that gets triggered. So that is actually your workflow. So we're going to see how we can create your workflow in this one. So let me just log in into the system. Um, configuration, I have not shown you how to do that your event reason, but I have already written here. Sorry. So here, this is your. All right, so once you come into your system, so we're going to see how we can actually write your workflow. So in this case, what we're going to do, we're going to just see, what is workflow and how we can go ahead and do all your workflow. So workflow, I'm going to say if you come to your admin center, from admin center, you will see your, if you come to your manage your organization pay and job structure. So here you will see all your workflow, it will come. So if you click on this workflow, so you will see your workflow, it is coming here, and here also you will see all these existing workflow, right? So you can see here there is an address change workflow. By default, SuccessFactors provides you, it's like you can have a 6 level of workflow. So here you can see this is only 2 level which has been defined, right? Step 1 and step 2. So let's see what is all these section, which is step 1 and step 2, it is coming into your this section. So so I'm going to go ahead and make this correction. So you can see the first detail, it is coming here as a step 1. So step 1, if you see here, there are certain detail it is coming, right? So it is coming as a role. So what do you mean by the role we have here? Role means that you have your, if you click on here, so you will see self manager, managers manager. So like for example, let's suppose if I am creating something, so that becomes self, right? So if it goes to my manager, it becomes a manager. And if it goes to the manager's manager, it goes to my manager's manager. So that is what the role actually means, right? So then you have a dynamic role. So let's talk about the dynamic role. So here, dynamic role, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and, so this is your dynamic role. Dynamic role is nothing, it's just that if you click on the dynamic role, here you will see there are certain predefined workflow it is coming here. So you can also go ahead, either you can use already one which is predefined, or either you can use the one which is coming here. So here it is coming here as a business unit head. So you have your business unit head, it is coming here. All right, so you like, but then we have no idea to whom this is going, right? So this business unit is like, we don't know to which business unit head it is going. So if you want to figure it out, what you can do, you can duplicate your screen. And then what you can do, you can search here for the dynamic role. So you can see here dynamic role and all the role it will start coming here. So the first one you can see it is coming as a business unit head. So this business unit head, it is going to, you can see, it is coming here to me. Right, so this is what this, you can come here and you can check it out. Another one you will see it is coming here as a compensation manager, but to which compensation manager it is going, right? So here also again you can come here and check it for the compensation. All those dynamic role which you have defined, which is coming in the previous step, it is also coming into your this, you can check it out to which, manage, to which person this workflow is actually getting triggered. So here also you can see best run UK, which is actually your person. So it is going, so when you're working on a best run UK, so it is actually going for Anna Dots. When you're working for Germany, it is going to Felix, right? Then you can see France, it is going to Perry D. Bryant, right? Then you can see China, it is going to Asian Zhang, right? So like this, you can see to whom there's all these compensation, detail it is going. So like this, that is a dynamic role. Now let's understand what is dynamic group. Dynamic group is something, it's like you can see all these detail it is coming in, like you have a benefit admin, talent approval, right? Test workflow. So if you want to figure it out to whom this is going, so in such case, dynamic group, right? So dynamic group, you will have to see here as a manage your workflow group. So here there is a section which is known as a workflow group. So just type here as a workflow group, it will start showing you as a workflow group. Manage workflow group, right? So click on this manage workflow group. So you have to see that into your manage workflow group. All right, so here you will see your manage workflow group, it is coming in. So here you can see all these details, the one which is coming into here, right? So here you can see there is a talent approval coming. So let's see who's there into the talent approval. Talent approval you can see here. See, if you want to use the existing one, you can use the existing one. Or if you want to create a new one, you can go ahead and create the new one. So if you see this talent approval, you can see it was, it has actually been created on uh, 7th of December 2017. So this 7th of December 2017 it is coming, and here this is a membership fees. So you can see it is going for two people. One it is for Christine Dolan and another it is for Tessa Walker. So like this you can see it is going for two different people, right? Now let's suppose if you have some another talent approval. So here in your another done, so you can see this is going for benefit admin. So to which benefit admin it is going? So here you will see benefit admin it is coming, right? It is going to one person because one person has been assigned here, which is Tessa Walker. So here you can see Tessa Walker, it is coming here, right? And then, so like this, if you want to create your own group, so here also you can create your own group. So like this, you can just go ahead and create all these section and everything. I'm not creating any of these groups, but I just wanted to show you that what is the meaning of your dynamic group. Then there is a position. Let's suppose you, you don't remember the name of your boards of director, but you want, it's like, there is something that you want that anything whenever you do, it should automatically triggers a workflow to the director. So in that case, you don't know the name of a director, but you know their board of director, their designation, right? So with the position also, you can assign your all these details. So whatever position that you create here, it will automatically come and sit into your this. It will show you here. So like this, you can go ahead and create all these to a particular position if you want to assign. So here in this section, you can go ahead and assign those particular position. Then you can see a position relationship. So if there is a position relationship means that when you have your, those position details, so in that case, what will happen? Let's suppose there is a manager and manager has a certain team which is reporting to him, right? So this is basically, it's a position relationship. All right. So this is what your position relationship actually it is. So like this, you can see all these section it is coming here. So you have your, all these area and everything. And now before we discuss all these detail, okay. Now here, let's also discuss all these sections. So you can see this is a workflow ID. Every workflow ID, there is a label, then there is a description. Now here you can see it is reminding days. What do you mean by reminding days? Reminding days, it means, let's suppose you have a 7 days notification. So after 7 days, system should automatically remind you for this notification to the manager if he is not approved or rejected. So in this case, you will see here, remind days, it will automatically come. Then you have is the delegation supported. Delegation supported, it's of two types. So let's discuss this. What is delegation supported? And here you will see it's your delegation supported. So delegation supported team, it is of two types. One is the individual level delegation. And another, it is your mass approval delegation. So what is individual level delegation? Let's suppose in a day, you as a manager, you receive 10 notification. All right, workflow. So 9 you approve it, but last one what you do, you delegate it to somebody else, to your team member. And so that is known as an individual level delegation. What is mass approval delegation? Mass approval delegation, it is when you, let's suppose you are on off and you've gone on vacation. So all those 10 workflow, what you do, you delegate it to somebody else. So that is known as a mass level delegation. Then there is an alternate workflow. So what is your alternate? So here it is like you can decide which workflow you want to delegate and which workflow you do not want to delegate. If you delegate, in that case, it's like it will get delegated. If you do not select it as a no, it will not get delegated. Then you have an alternate workflow. What do you mean by alternate workflow? Alternate workflow team, it means, let's suppose you know that in the month of this is February going on, right? So you know that in the month of June, you will change your address. All right, you will change your address. So in this case, what you do, you create an alternate workflow. And by the time June will come, in the June month, what it will do, it will trigger a workflow. Whenever there is an alternate workflow, system always look for the first, it triggers the alternate workflow. If there is no alternate workflow, in that case, it looks for the standard workflow. All right, so you'll have to configure your workflow and assign this to your alternate workflow here. So this is what the workflow it is. Then there is the escalation. Escalation, it is something when you, your manager has not approved within 7 days. So what you're doing, you're escalating this to HR or to any other person. So here, this is the escalation. Then here you can see there is a, all right, so now let's discuss about this. So step one, approver type, I have already discussed, and approver role also, I have also discussed. Now let's just discuss about this as a context. What do you mean by the context? A context means, let's suppose, in this case, you have your context. Let's suppose you have your, tomorrow you get promoted. All right. With your promotion, what will happen? Your manager will also change, right? So in this case, when you select it here as your source, it means the workflow will go to your current manager. But if you have a target with the position change, your manager will also change, right? So it will go to the new manager. So this is what the current and target actually means, source and target. All right. Target means it will go to the your new manager, source means it will go to the old manager. So this is what actually it is. Then there is a edit transaction. So let's see what is edit transaction. There are 4 details you'll find into your edit transaction. One is no edit, another is edit with a route change, another is edit without route change, and edit attachment only. So here you have your no edit. What do you mean by no edit? No edit means, let's suppose you have changed your address. All right. And by, you have not mentioned your PIN number. Right. So in that case, manager cannot go ahead and make any changes to the workflow. All right. Manager cannot go ahead and make your changes to the data, right? Maybe one manager, it's like, supposed to approve. He also stays in the same area. So he knows the PIN number, but then he cannot edit your address. So that is known as a no edit. Then you have another option, which is with the name, which is edit with route changes. Edit with route changes, it is, let's suppose you have a 4 level of workflow. Your address change has been approved by level 1 manager, level 2 manager. When it comes to the third level manager, he knows that PIN number and he goes and make the changes. Then again, when he make the changes, what happens? It goes to the first level. See, edit with route change, it means it will again start the work. See, 2 level has been approved, right? So ideally it should go to the third level. But instead of going to the third level, what it will do, again it will go to the first level and it will start from the starting. Then you have your edit without route change. Edit without route change, second level manager has approved, third level manager make the changes, but this time it will not trigger from the first level of workflow. It will trigger from the third level workflow only. Third level workflow, fourth level of workflow, and your workflow gets finished. And the last one that you have here, it is the attachment only. This edit attachment means it is basically like when you have to upload some certificate or some document. So in that case, it's like you can come here and edit those attachments. Then there is a no approval behavior. So no approval behavior you can see here. So here you can see this is skip this step, right? And in this skip this step, what is happening? Uh, so let's suppose you have been promoted and your manager has also changed, right? With the manager change, the system is not able to find your manager. So in that case, what it will do, it will skip the workflow or again it will skip the workflow. In your respect workflow, it is a no mention. No mention means respect workflow permission means with your RBP, role-based permission. Let's suppose you do not have a permission to access employee address, but then employee is triggering a address change workflow. So till the time you don't see the workflow, how the address, how you going to approve it, right? If you make it as a no, no means if you do not have a permission in your RBP, in the workflow also you'll not be able to see the address. But then if you make it as a yes, even if you do not have the permission to see the address in RBP, system will still show you the address when you're triggering a workflow address, right? Because without seeing that, manager cannot approve. So this is what the meaning of a respect permission. Then there is a workflow. This workflow team that you're seeing, this is actually the custom workflow. And if you remember, I told you that there is a two kind of a workflow. One, it is standard workflow. And then there is a custom workflow. So both these detail so right now what we are doing, we are discussing what the standard workflow. All right. So this is your custom workflow. We will see, once we are done with the standard workflow. So I'll come into the custom workflow and I'll show you what is the meaning of all these custom workflow it is. All right. Then you can see there is a contributor. So who are the contributor in the company? Contributor in a company, it is, let's suppose there is a female and she has to go for paternity leave. So, but manager is not approving it, right? So as an HR person, what you can do, you can contribute to the manager that, this person has to go on leave because of a paternity, right? So this is what the contributor actually means, right? So it's mostly the contributor, it will be your HR people only. Then there is a CC role. CC role means team like see contributor and CC role people, they will not be able to approve or reject, but it's just that they are giving certain input on it. In your contributor, so here you can see the approver type, it is coming as a file. In your contributor, there is a one more approver type which gets introduced, that is a person, right? So maybe you just want to inform about the certain person very specifically, so you can HR people, they can inform about the certain person specifically here. Then there is a CC role. CC role, which means again this role will go just only as an information, but they will not be able to approve or reject. Let's suppose you're doing a hiring. When you're doing a hiring, and in that case, it's like your security team also has to prepare for the access card, right? Then your then your other team, it's like the your what you call them, as in they have to arrange those cubicle for you. They have to ensure it's like your cubicle is ready, laptop is ready, and there are certain organization, they offer a pen and cap and also right notepad, all those things are ready, right? So you also have to inform those respective people, right? Either the security person for the access card, then you have to inform to those probably the network team for the laptop, and then also those cap and all, I don't know who, or those, I think bases, not the bases, but who takes care of, or the resource team, right? So those resource team, you have to inform all these details that they have to take care of it. Okay. So in CC role, again, you'll find one extra thing, it gets introduced, it is your external person, right? So if maybe it's like you taking an approval, so but that person is no longer in the company, so what you can do, you can assign this to the external mail ID. So this is what your all these workflow it means. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to trigger a workflow for the position. All right, so I'm going to make it as a two level of workflow. I'm not going to make it very complex. So in this case, I'm going to make it as an employee and manager. Right, so this employee and manager, you will see here, you will come into this section and you will do that. So let's go ahead and trigger a workflow. So here, if I come here and trigger a workflow, this is your workflow, and once you come into this your workflow, so you will see your workflow ID. So I'm going to give this my name. What my company name, it is ADP position workflow, right? So this is ID. So let's write the label ADP position workflow, right? So here also I'll give this ID as an ADP position workflow. I don't want to write anything in description, neither I want to write anything into all these section team. I'll just come here directly into the step. So in this step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it as a role because employee is also a role and manager is also a role, right? So in this case, this will be the initiator. I'm going to take it as an employee only. So employee can only apply for this. So here I'll take it as a self, all right. And then here I'll take this as a source. It is, I'm okay with that. They cannot edit. And approval behavior, you can see I'm going to take it as a skip this. So respect permission, 99% you'll find it's like people, they take it as a yes only. Then second rule, it has to go to the manager, right? So here I'll take it as a manager. So if you take it as a manager, so in this case also, I don't want anything to this step, but in this case also, it should be as an employee. So like this, you can see I have configured this. If you have any third step, in this case, we don't have any third step because we'll have to, we don't have here, but if you have any other dynamic role, dynamic group or position, so you can go ahead and click that here. Maybe let's suppose if you want to go ahead with a dynamic group with a benefit admin, so you can come here and define all these with a dynamic group. All right. But anyhow, I'll come here. I'm not going to select this. Oh, how do I move this here on the right hand side? Okay. So here you can see I'm not going to go ahead with the dynamic rule, but this was just to show you something how you can go ahead and do that. If you have any contributor HR people, you can actually go ahead and select this as an HR people. I'm not maintaining you on this also. But in the role, what I'm going to do, I'm going to define this as a external mail ID. And in this, this external, so here what I'm going to do, I'm going to put here as a my mail ID. SAP SuccessFactor Trainer at the rate gmail.com. So here you have your SAP SuccessFactor Trainer at the rate gmail.com, and you can go ahead and save your this section. Once you save your this section, you will see your workflow has been there. And now what we're going to do, we're going to assign this to your position. So position is your what object it is, team? Somebody asked me a question on position. Who was that? I don't remember who was
Yeah,
that who
myself.
asked.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
over the weekend, I text you about generic object and foundation object.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. So I replied to also, right? I hope it is clear to you, Srini, now.
If you could explain more, like what is generic object is different from foundation object, or
You haven't attended my session from beginning, right? That's the reason there is a whole
yeah,
coming.
yeah,
Okay, generic object, you can see it is only position.
yeah. Position and time off also. I guess if
No, there is
I
nothing
have.
which is there in the timer, but generic object and it is only position. Rest everything. It is a part of a corporate data. So
Okay,
corporate data, it
foundation.
is like either the foundation object. So it is the same thing. Okay.
Okay. Then what are the objects moved to MDF objects? MDF.
MDF object that also I have shown in one of the videos, Shani, but I think since you missed that video, what I'll do, I'll share those. Have I shared those recording?
Prior to 20th, I don't have the recordings.
I'll
On
share all those recording, and then probably what you can do, you can just go ahead and check all those recording. You'll find your answer there. Okay.
okay, no problem.
All right. So here, let's come into where we were discussing. So we were there into the workflow, right? So I'll come into your workflow. So in your workflow, and workflow, it's a your foundation object, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to work on the foundation object. So in your foundation object, you can always go ahead and do that into the configure object definition, right? So in your configure object definition, select your object definition and select your position. So once you select your position, you will see your position detail. It will start coming here. So you will have your position detail. And in your position detail, you will see all your this sections. If you come here, make your correction. So in your first part, if you remember, I told you that we only have to work on the label, and another detail we have to work on the workflow. So here you can define your workflow. So I have created a workflow with the ADP position workflow, right? So here I'll select this position, and here you will see I'll save your this section. Now what I'll do, as a Sojanya, I'll log, oh God, what is the issue coming here now? There's somebody who has created something. There is an issue coming here now. Cannot create the field criteria. Go to field criteria. Source will custom to the division. Destiny. Oh God, I don't know what all these changes. See, team, that's what I always said, right? Don't do unnecessary work. Otherwise, you end up in corrupting the system. Okay. So let's see that here, what else it is coming here. Oh goodness. I don't know, where do I check this also now? Cannot create the field criteria, go to field criteria, source field, custom to division, internal ID destination, field ID destination. It is talking about the division only, right? So here it is division. I just removed this, right? So let's come here and save this now. Oh goodness, why it is saying, but I cannot create the field criteria, go to field criteria, source field name, custom to division, internal ID destination division. For the department in the object defined position, actually it is also showing for the department. So let's come here into the department. This is a department and delete this. I don't know who has done all these activity. So hopefully now it should work. It should save this. So you'll see here, it will save your this activity. So once you save your this activity, so I'm going to proxy this as a sojourner. So here I'll come here as a sojourner. And in sojourner, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come here and select your detail. All right. So here as a sojourner, what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply and create a position so that it triggers a workflow and it comes to me. So here in your this section, I'm going to, I don't think so Sojana has many access. But let's see that if she has an access to manage position. Yeah, she has an access to manage position. So from here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new position. All right, so here, oh, there is no position also here. Oh goodness. You can see team, she has an access to position. She can search for the position, but she does not have an access to create a new position. Oh God, these guys, they always, with the server change, they always trouble me. Okay, let me become self and let me create this workflow from my end only. So here, I'll come here into admin center, and from admin center, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new workflow. All right. So here, I'll go ahead and, create all these workflow. So in your this workflow, you will see here, I'm going to create this position. So I'm going to come here as a manage position. So I'll come into your manage position, and in your manage position, you will see your all these section is going to come here. So let's go ahead and create a new position. So I'll select this new position. So in this new position, I'm going to create this for yesterday's date. It's a US system, right? So it says yesterday date, and I'm going to create one position just to show you how this workflow gets triggered. So I'm going to select it here as a consultant analyst. And here you will, I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and select this as a consultant analyst only. What my company name is ADP. ADP consultant analyst. Here also I'll make it as a ADP consultant analyst. Position title and position description, I'll just go ahead and give this. FTE is 1. I'm not discussing all these things because we have already done all this, right? To be hired, yes. If you don't make it yes team, you cannot hire on this particular position. So this position is just to be hired. Pay grade active, it is already taken up here. And then if you want to link this to the organization, you can go ahead and do that. And if you have any metrics section, or you can also go ahead and do that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and, so you can see workflow has triggered, right? So you can see for ADP position, what is the workflow it is coming? It is going to the Ravi Kumar. Ravi Kumar is my manager. All right. And then it is also going to the external mail ID, which is my mail ID, right? So I'm going to confirm this, and I'm going to proxy now into the Ravi V. Kumar. So you can see you cannot make any object for correction till the time the workflow has been approved. So here I'm going to proxy this to the Ravi Kumar. This is Ravi Kumar is going to come here. And in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and approve this workflow. All right, so here I'm going to go ahead and show you it's like in how we can go ahead and do all these your workflow section. So I'm going to skip this tour, and then I'm going to come here as a, so you can see there is a one approval pending, right? So if I click on this one, I'm sure you'll find your workflow here. So you can see create position, right? For the ADP position, it is already coming here. So if you want, you can directly approve from here. But if you want to get inside this and you want to see what actually it is, so here you can see ADP position. It is created by, initiated by me. Then here you have your all these position section and detail, and then the last detail you can see there's a comment section. You can send back or you can approve it, or if you want to write any comment section, you can do that. I'm going to approve this. So this workflow gets approved, and next time whenever you will search for a position, you will see it will become as a position, right? So this is how you work on the standard workflow. Okay. Now let's go ahead and create as a custom workflow. How we can actually go ahead and do this for your custom workflow. So in your custom workflow, what you're going to do, again, there are certain steps. So you need to come here into the admin center. And from admin center, you have to search for custom workflow has certain step team. So you'll see here as a custom workflow. And in this one, the first step for the custom workflow, it is your, let's see what is it. There is a document group. So you can come here and click as a manage document, manage organization pane job structure. And in this, what you have to do, you have to search for your document group. Oh, it's not coming. So I think it's supposed to come into your this area. Let's click it as a document group. Oh, it's not coming here also. Oh, do I have an access also to this or not? No, it's going to come here. So select your document generation, manage document template. And once you click here as a manage document template, so search here as a document group. Document generation group, it is coming here. If you want to search for your any of this standard one, so here you can see maternity confirmation list. So here you have your group ID, and what is the important thing here, you have to assign this category. So category, you can see here it is coming as a workflow, right? So you can see this is ID and this is label, and if you want to write any description, you can go ahead and do that. Let me show you one more. So here also there is a this is again a method, India email approval. So you can see India mail approver here. This is coming as a workflow, right? So if you come into the create new section, so select it as a document generation group. So we're going to create here as a new document generation group. So what we want here as a custom one, I'm going to create here as a workflow for the custom workflow I'm going to create. In this case, let's suppose if anybody change their name, all right? So if anybody change their name, see, you can see it is like, when a female, for male it is fine, right? But female, once they get married, they have to change their last name, right? So this is what the custom workflow I'm going to do that. When female change their, they get married and change their last name. Right, so this is what the detail, and then here it is coming as a, so this is what it is coming as a document generation group, right? So so this is your document generation group, and in your document generation group, so I'm going to give this here as a ADP. This is ID. First, let's give it the label ADP. What is this? Name change, last name change. Right, then you have here as a ADP last name change. Okay. Then short description, if you want to write anything here, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just going to copy this and do that here. So here we have saved this. All right. And the one which you have created as a ADP last name change, right? So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to bring this here so that we know that this is the one that we have created. All right. Now here in the second step, what is going to happen? You have to select for your in the document generation template here only. If you select document generation, see that first one, it was a document generation group, and second, it is a document generation template. So click here into your document generation template and let's write your. So this is a document generation template. All right. So click here as a document generation template and select your all these templates. So here you can see in the this section. So this is how you generate your document generation template. And in this, what is actually important, you can see the template ID, and every ID there is a label. Category, it is your, this is a benefit configuration which is actually related with the payroll, but actually this category has to be taken from your previous step. So you have to assign this from the previous step, the one which you have defined this. We have defined as a category as a workflow, right? So let me just see that as a collection. Category here you will see. So you should all, when you're creating a custom workflow team, so always go ahead and create it as a custom workflow. All right. Group, you have to assign this from the previous step. We have created as a ADP something, right? ADP last name change. So you have to assign that particular group. Select this as status active, and how do you want this email to be triggered? Email and the template content, how do you want those section to be triggered? So in this section, you can go ahead and select your email and the template detail. You can come here and select your this section. All right. So here it is, so I'm going to define my own document generation template. So once you come here into the document generation template, so first thing what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select my category as a workflow, and I'm going to select as a group, which ADP group, which I've created in my previous step, which was a document generation group. So here I'll give this ID as a label as a first ADP last name change. Or here only also I'll give the same thing, last name change. So here also you can go ahead and give this as a ADP last name change. All right. Rest everything is, well, oh, here it is saying that the value in the field template ID must contain 0 to 9 and uppercase. So I'll give this as a 0 to 9. I'll give this 9 and uppercase as a ADP last name change. All uppercase. Okay. Then again come here team, language also it's a mandatory. So I'm going to select it here as a English US. So here it will come as an English US, then the status is active, then email template. What do you want this email template to be there? I'm going to select this as an email template as a name change, right? Workflow name change. So here I'm going to give this as a name change, and here you can see this template content. Okay, in this template content, you have to write the content. How do you want this workflow to be triggered? Okay, so here I'll come into this section and I will go ahead and create this as a template content. And in this template content, I'm going to write here as a dear recipient. Okay, now if you remember team, in your introduction to I'm not sure if how many of you have attended my introduction to mastery session, but I showed you that what the token actually means, right? All those people who have not attended, for them after this, your employee central, we're going to start with the introduction to mastery. So whenever you select this particular option, this is a token, right? So this is a token option and you can close this. So with this token, you define in the next step what field is going to get activated. So only the token field gets activated, all right? So here you can see I'm just writing dear recipient, a name change workflow has been triggered, has been triggered or has been submitted, has been submitted for, so I'm going to take it here as a subject user. Subject user, whoever will be the subject user, it will automatically trigger subject user and is awaiting for your approval. All right. If you want to write, you can write the location and your company detail also. So here, let's suppose, let me add something else and is waiting for your approval. All right. And is waiting for the, or should I take it? And is waiting for your approval to mention location. All right. So location also, I'll take it here as a whatever the location this employee belongs, it will automatically take it from here. Location. And then I'm going to close this. Here I'm going to close this as a thanks. And then I'm going to write here as another one. This is your initiator. I hope the spelling for initiator it is right. What is the spelling for initiator, team?
INI
Yeah, INI
TI
TI. After
A
that, TIA.
ATO. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is the initiator. So I'll go ahead
A
and close this. Or whatever it is, leave that.
T T. Yeah, no problem.
All right, so here I'm going to save this. So here you can see the mail trigger and everything I have written here, right? So here what is happening, template ID, template name, category, language, and what is important here is to select your email address and the template. So here you can see this field, it is known as a token, and this is what is actually going to trigger. So here in this case, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to save your this section. Once you save your this section, you will see it has saved. The third step, it gets involved into the configuration workflow. You have to assign this to your template. All right, so let's see that into the system, what actually it comes here. So here, in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to search for your template mapping. So here, once I come here into the template mapping, so here you can see document generation template mapping, right? So let's write this third step. It is document generation template mapping. So once you come into a document generation template mapping, here you can see all, and I am going to select it as a ADP last name change here. Oh, but it did not trigger. It did not trigger my your uh, what you call it. It did not trigger my any of those step. Okay, I don't know what has gone wrong. So let's come here again. Let's check it again from your manage document, right? Generation template. What's gone wrong? I am not sure if it has saved this also or not. So your document generation template, and we gave document generation template as a ADP last name change, right? So here there is all these detail it is coming here. This is fine, team. Here there is also, you can see it is with the, why it has not triggered anything. I'm not quite sure, but it has always done in my all my batches. So why it is not coming in your batch? And right, so here if I template mapping, so here if I come here into the template mapping, I hope it is not the issue with an access, because I don't think so that it should be any issue, right? So let's see for the Android it is coming on. So here you can see, like with the token, they have all these details coming, right? I hope my spelling is wrong for the recipient. RECIPENT. So here what I've taken RECIPIANT. Okay. RECI. What is this detail? So I'm going to write this here as RECIPAPIANT. Subject user. So here also what I've taken as a subject user. Location. Location is LOCATION. And then the initiator INITIATOR INITIATOR. Oh, here it is wrong. So let's just copy from here. Initiator. All right, I'll save this and save your this section. Ideally, it should bring this whenever you select your this detail, but I'm really so again it is not coming here. What went wrong here? No, there is nothing here. But every time, when I have created, it has always worked. But why it is not working for you people? Yeah, this is also we have taken these email workflow. Why it is not getting, this is a question mark now. If there was any issue, it should have stopped the workflow, right? It should have not saved this, but here you can see it has saved this also. Yeah, it should show even some error. I am not quite sure why it is not giving me any error or something. If there was something wrong, it should have actually gone ahead and given me that error. I hope I have not missed out any step. Yeah, but then what is the step I have missed out? Have I taken the category as a workflow? Yeah, category as a workflow. Not sure, team, why it is not coming. I hope this is not an issue with the, because I don't see that, there is anything else here. You can see it is coming everything, right? But why it is not showing only for mine? There is no object coming in. Oh goodness, what is wrong here now? I don't know what is wrong here, team, because this is how I think it's an issue with an access, I think it is. Yeah, but it is not coming, right? So you can see here this Android also, it is created by me only. Alright, this I have also done it for the different batch. So here also, let's suppose if I select it as an Android, let's see what it is here. So here also it is the same thing, right? Template ID, name, category, workflow, language. This is a group which I've taken. This is study, leave information. And here also, we have done the same thing. Let's copy this from here. I don't know what has gone wrong, but I don't think so. It should be an issue. But anyway, I'll copy this and put that into my ADP workflow. Then I'll get to know if something is wrong here or not. Okay, save your this section. So here again, if I refresh this, and if I select this as a ADP, again it is not coming. See, we have copied this, so there's no question that it is wrong. Oh God, these guys, I'm tired of, they changing the server. Even if it is a minimum numeric, I've just copied this from the one which was coming, right? So I've just pasted that, right? Oh, this template ID. No, I don't think so. There should be any issue. So here also you can see this is a section 2. So here also we have given this, right? So there shouldn't be any issue now. Oh God. I'll see team. I'll try to, give this access, all this access to myself. If this comes, it is fine. If this does not come, then I'll have to stop this custom workflow because I don't have any other choice. Because here you can see your certain data, it is not coming here reflecting that, right? I'll see this off the line and I'll try to rectify this. And then we'll continue this from tomorrow's session, okay? Any question, team? All right, fine. So all right, team. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this, hold this till tomorrow, okay? Chalo, okay then.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, all right.